Let's play that theme tune. Do 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 do. Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Follow Everton. I'm Ryan, the channel host. Today, I've got one of my good friends with me, Mr. Shandy Mabbs.
Hello.
Mabbsy,
Yeah.
how are you?
I'll be better about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, it's one of those games you don't really tend to look forward to. It's just something you want to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And I think if you offered a lot of Evertonians the opportunity to skip 24 hours ahead right now with a little button, I think quite a few of them would do that. It's not particularly an enjoyable game, but it's a game, Mabbsy, that we have to go and try and get a result. We're not going there with damage limitation. We're going there to try and win. Because our fans deserve that and the club deserves that.
Yeah, totally. But, you know, as always, them lot have cheated us out of tickets, won't go on. But honestly...
Well, go on, tell us about that first and foremost.
So, a Premiership allocation usually should be, the rules of the game are, basically, it's either 10% of the same capacity or 3,000 tickets, whichever is the lowest. So, obviously, Anfield being... Well, the shite being 52,000, we should have got 3,000. They never give us 3,000 because they're absolute twats. Yeah. And they use the policing method, whatever. Say Merseyside police usually get about 2,800 there or thereabouts. It goes down each year, strangely enough. But this year we've only been allocated 2,200. And in the guise of using the new stand, the upper tier of the shite, as an excuse to reduce our allocation further this year. So there are only going to be 2,200 fans there. I mean, all dedicated. The tickets to the derby are like rock and roll shit anyway.
Yeah,
really can't get hold of any. You see. Can't get hold of any for tickets. Unfortunately, I'm not going. I'm not. It wasn't even. To be fair, though, I wasn't even meant to be here. I was meant to be in the States. That's a different story. I'm not. I lost my passport. There we go. But yeah.
Shocking.
I've got a new passport now. It took 3 days actually. So
hopefully, you pay for the fast track.
No. On the standard service, honestly, it quite literally was done in 3 days, and delivered. So going to the States, I think in the next few weeks now.
Fabulous.
Yes.
Well, I don't understand too much about the tickets, but it does seem a bit sus that the stadium's got bigger and bigger, but the allocation gets smaller and smaller.
Yeah. So the blaming work. I mean, some of that because they were thinking that the upper tier was going to be ready, so some of their fans have even been bumped. So some of their fans who they sold tickets to for the upper tier aren't getting them either. But that begs the question: is if it had been ready, would we have got any tickets? Hardly more tickets. Hardly would have doubted it. And the Premier League, Everton continue never to do anything about it, never protest, and we always get the end. And then they always get the 3,000 that suddenly Merseyside police don't think they're their contention, so they don't reduce them. It's a joke, honestly. This year, Everton should go some bloody backbone, right? Leave the top tier empty, or sell it to Blues and just give them the bottom tier. Sell them. We
get the shitty end of the stick, don't we?
Always, and the Premier League do naff all about it. While we become scarcer and scarcer to go, but everyone else, any other fan gets it. So yeah, it's a real bone of contention. Really, I absolutely hate it. But there we go. That's the cheating red shite for you all over.
I'm going to move on for now. We'll come back to some of those things later. There's a lot to talk about. First, I want to go through the Everton team news, and that is all good, really, for fans of Everton. We've got very few injuries at the moment. It's just Dele Alli with his mysterious injury. If I'm starting to get a little bit sus on that one, Mabbsy, in terms of how the financial implications of him actually playing would have been. So that does make me a little bit sus, and also the Andre Gomez one seems a bit strange.
Well, considering with Dali, they have gone back to Tottenham to try and renegotiate the deal. It does seem really odd that he keeps getting injured. I hope Dali is okay. And if he has got an injury, I do apologise and does recover swiftly. But I think it's a bit of an iffy one.
But what is the injury? Where's the transparency that we want as fans?
This is Everton we're talking about, though, isn't it? What transparency do we actually have? We never have any transparency, ever.
Other than that, though, it's all positive. Seamus Coleman's back in full training. He made his return to the grass, so to speak, with the group yesterday. So he'll have had his first full day, possibly trained today, or it might have been that he came back today. No, it was yesterday. So 2 days training. So I don't think he'll be involved. But apart from that, Everton have got what they consider a fully fit squad here or there. I imagine there's a few post-international break knocks, but we don't have a lot of international players. So I imagine we're in good shape going into this game. I just want to move on to some of the comments. Please just welcome a few people to the stream. We've got Barry, Mr. Blue Skies, Peter, TJ Mid and Chris in there, and Emma and Chloe. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, much appreciated. And of course, we'll pick up on some of your points in due course. Before we do so, I think we should have a look at the Liverpool team news, Mabbsy.
Oh, God. Well, yeah.
I've had a few Liverpool fans moaning about injuries to me. Andrew Robertson, the left back.
Now, to be honest with you, obviously, when Harry is injured, it's always sad news. But in this case, no. Hate him. I hate him. So, yeah, good news. Oh, is he gone? While Ryan's just disappeared, we're just going to Mr. Blue Sky's comment. The defence is very weak at the moment. Robertson's out as well. Good chance to get at them. Their attack is still quality, though. Yeah, absolutely. But they have been leaking goals as well. So, well, sorry, to be fair. I want the best for Dali. He's been through a lot. But yeah, I think that's absolutely right. Van Dijk will enjoy one of players and get away with it like he always does. Yeah, absolutely. And they're still moaning on about the whole Pickford thing, aren't they? For still moaning after 3 years, and it's just honestly, I'm not surprised they haven't called for a replay yet. But it was okay for Van Dijk to go in, first. But that doesn't get the mention, does it ever? The Blues saying, "All right, folks. Well, at present moment, it's me." Yeah. I'm sorry to say it, but no matter what we're saying, look like a completely overmatched. But I get it, but you still have that hope, and I know what you're saying, Peter. Absolutely get it, but we have to. We surely have to just go out and try. As I said, I wish it was 3:00 Saturday afternoon. We don't have to go through it, but yeah, then again, we're going to go through it, aren't we? Very difficult game. Liverpool will be flying even when they've gone to 10 men. Okay. If he goes to the same team as Villa in the cup game, we won't stand a chance. He will, though. You watch him put Keane at the back again. Hopefully not. Hopefully Dyche's started to learn his lesson on that, and not. Hang on. We have Ryan back.
It's outrageous. It's outrageous what's just happened.
What's happened?
My phone's on this little stand holder because at the moment I need to get the Wi-Fi working up here a little bit stronger. Don't know why I'm called Yes, by the way. And my phone slipped down on the stand that it's on with the light, and it locked itself. And then I'm pressing the buttons in, and I locked it. And it said 1 minute, and then I panicked after the 1 minute and got my iPad and my phone passwords mixed up, and then it's locked me out for 5 minutes. But thankfully, I have my iPad here in front of me. So Paul Mabbsy is going to be
Mr. Technical over there. He's meant to be our tech guy, and that's the worry.
Yeah,
you're our tech guy. I've realised I spelled my bloody username wrong as well. Oh well, shit happens.
Gooey son, quite like that.
Yeah, I just realised.
Let's just go back to that team news if it's okay. We'll try and keep this slightly professional, although we don't endeavour to be the most professional. We're a down-to-earth bunch of blues, and these things can happen. But Liverpool have got a few injuries here. Andrew Robertson's got a shoulder injury. It looks like he needs surgery. How unfortunate for him. He won't be back till next year. Curtis Jones received a red card infamously in a recent fixture. He's going to be suspended for this game.
Was that the ones he tried to appeal when it was a blatant red?
Was this the Spurs match?
Yeah, the Spurs. They for the Spurs match really. Really basically that goal disallowed when it was perfectly good. Sorry, shouldn't laugh.
Sorry, I know does the camera go off when I click off on the iPad?
Yeah, your camera went off then. Yeah,
that's so annoying. You can't look at stats. I need this phone to come back on. I'm in jail in my own phone.
Overheating, is it? Passcode blocked
out.
No,
phone unavailable. It's not. I met David Cook the other day at that party that I did for Chris Kavanagh. I met Chris Kavanagh recently, which was an experience. And David Cook infamously was the assistant VAR at the Spurs Liverpool game, and had been stood down after all of the incidents. And it was interesting to say the least.
Can imagine.
Can't go into too much detail right now, but I will do in due course. Or if anyone's got any particular questions on Chris Kavanagh's games at Everton, I've got all the answers here for anything he's ever done, and had a bit of a joke with David.
Is he still coming on at some point, Kavanagh?
We'll see. I can't divulge too much more on personal circumstances at the moment, but I'm gonna move on from that just for now, Mabbsy, and I will bring that up later on. I know we're just looking at the Liverpool team news. Thiago Alcantara, he is still injured. We also have an injury to Liverpool's backup goaler, Kelleher, and Stefan Bajcetic. I definitely know how you pronounce it. He's also out. And I think Diogo Jota's suspended, but he says he'll be back for the 21st of October. So he's obviously not suspended. He's coming back. That's annoying. And Gakpo also is annoying. But I heard rumours about Van Dijk being injured or ill. So I don't know whether that's new.
He's dead, isn't he? He died 3 years ago. Remember they had a memorial book set up for him, didn't they?
He's not the player he was.
No. Good on Jordan.
I would like to have seen Beto up against him and just give him a bit of a horror time, but I don't suspect he'll be in the starting 11. So that's the Liverpool team news. There's a couple of injuries, but they've got players coming back. I don't think there's anything really to worry about in terms of, for their perspective, we've got a crisis. They certainly haven't got a crisis from what I can see. They've got a bit of a problem at left back, but they do have Kostas Tsimikas, the left back, the Greek international fullback who could come in there. And other than that, they will have, of course, had a lot of players away on international duty throughout the whole squad. They've got a team full of high caliber international stars, but the reality is there's no crisis there. And Everton will have to be their wits about this Liverpool team, who look resurgent this season, haven't lost many games. They, of course, did beat Brighton away from home in a very challenging fixture. Did lose to Spurs in acrimonious circumstances, but generally Liverpool have been up there at the top of this season, Mabbsy, and are fighting arguably for the title, which is a slight concern for us as Evertonians, but will be something Liverpool fans can certainly get behind.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. I'll come back on to what you said there. We're not, so it's amazing. They bleed their own shite, Liverpool, don't they? Let's be honest, because what they'll say is they lose the games. Yeah, but we had injury, blah blah blah. It's not fair. It's not fair. And then if they win, and they go, oh yeah, we're boss, we won it because I even know we had all these injuries. But to be fair, they don't have that many injuries, and and also they'll bemoan the bloody 12 o'clock. Klopp always moans about the 12 o'clock kickoffs, doesn't he, after internationals? Always his team, apparently. Always his team. And, yeah. Is Ryan back? Oh, are you back now, yeah?
Yeah, that's me. Back for good.
Back on your phone now, yeah?
Yeah, sorry about this, guys. I
That
had
sounds
bloody
not leaving
nightmare
me
of
again.
technical stuff. And how do I mute this bloody iPad? It literally won't let me mute myself. Right.
Wow.
Fuck that. What a bloody nightmare. We'll just keep
Ryan,
going. We've done all the.
we're just unprofessional. That's what it is.
It's just a pain in the backside. I want some sort of way to be able to do the comments off another screen without it telling me that I have to listen
Well,
here.
you need this your whole room set up with like big mics, massive green screen. That's what you need. So you need to invest in another
like a bloody death trap here. I mean, I do have a lot of fear at playing Liverpool this time because I think that they are resurgent this season. They do look a different side. I think they've got a spring in their step, and the options they've got up front with Mohamed, Vermin Salah, as I like to call him, and Capu, and Jota, and obviously they got rid of Firmino, but they've got quality up front and in midfield. They've improved, although I think McAllister is a bit of an odd signing in the fact that he's playing a lot deeper and he's at number 10. So I don't think they've best utilised him. They've got another one. Is it Sabisky or someone? Sabiinski. Some got another central midfielder they've just brought in who looks solid for them. Of course, they've got the same defence really that they've had for years. And there's some areas there, Mabbsy, that you've seen that, teams have exploited. Trent Alexander-Arnold being one of them. Defensively seems to get caught out. If Joe Gomez does play for Liverpool, that's a player I'd certainly target. I think he's an absolute liability down that right-hand side, whether he plays at right back or right-sided centre-half. So I'd love to see Joe Gomez play. And of course, I don't think Tsimikas is quite as good as Robertson. So there are areas there at the full-backs of Liverpool that we can definitely exploit. But Mabbsy, the concern for me is that I don't suspect we'll play with wingers in this game. I think it'll be a very, if it's McNeil and Harrison out wide, I think they'll be very, very narrow. And I just think pack the midfield. But at the same time, I can also see James Garner coming in as a right midfielder again in this game, and it being very, very conservative in approach. So I couldn't see us actually attacking at Tsimikas or attacking Roberts. Trent, which is unfortunate because I think that's the Liverpool weaknesses at fullback and possibly in behind that midfield three.
I'm not going to blow any smoke up their arses. Simply not going to praise them one bit. I'm bitter. I don't care. I can't wait to see Harrison play again. I think he's actually a good loan signing, and hope we can get him. Do you reckon it's going to be DCL up front?
Yeah.
Do you reckon it's going to? Yeah, do you reckon not better? It's not going to join him, or?
I think he will go with Calvert-Lewin just because of the experience of the derby. I feel like Beto needs just one goal just to settle him slightly, because if you look at his finishing in some of the games, he's trying exceptionally hard, but actually he's trying too hard. I think he needs to just calm it down slightly. He should have scored against Luton. He's had opportunities where he's got through on goal, clear-cut chances where he's rushed his final end product. So I think if he just gets that one goal, settle him down. But I'm not sure in this game he'll go with Beto. I think it's going to be DCL. And Mabbsy, I do hope it is Harrison and McNeil on the wings, because I think they've got the work rate, tenacity to be able to press and get back and defend, but also contribute in the attack. But I think there'll be a temptation in this game to play Idrissa Gana Gueye in midfield alongside Amadou Onana and Doucouré. The three of them who I don't think work as a three, unfortunately, and that will shoehorn James Garner into the right midfield, which means Harrison drops out. I suspect it would be that. I'd be disappointed if so, because I think Liverpool, you've got to, if we sit back and do what we always do when we go there, we might huff and puff for 70 minutes and look okay, but inevitably they will score a goal. They will find a way, a scrumpy set piece or a penalty or something, or Mo Salah falling like a Paralympian diver. He needs to be contained, and but I suspect Liverpool will eventually get their way if we just sit back. So we need to go and press and work extremely hard against this opposition.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they will get something dodgy. Guaranteed, the FA, the Premier League will be wanting to give them an apology, and no better team against Everton, is it? You know what I mean? It's going to be the dodgiest decision as hell, guaranteed in their favour, that will happen against us. I can actually put my house on it.
Who's the ref?
Don't know. Well, I'm trying to find out now. Domino, if you want to come on, feel free.
Who's the ref?
I'm trying to find it now. Craig Pawson. Oh, yeah, Craig Pawson.
Yeah.
Is that right? Craig Pawson, yeah, 3 days ago, yeah, Craig Pawson.
I've got to be honest, I'm slightly disappointed that it isn't my oh, sorry, this one. My
your hero. You're in
my
love,
mate
aren't
Chris
you?
Kavanagh.
You actually you had to get that in, didn't you, right?
I had to get that in. Famously sent Carlo Ancelotti off at Goodison Park. Famously was shoved by Aleksandar Mitrovic at Old Trafford and suspended. He got an 8-match ban. I think he actually gave Everton a penalty at Anfield, a 2-0 win a couple of years ago. I think he was involved in that. He was also infamously involved in the Calvert-Lewin offside goal that never was, when Sigurdsson was lying on the floor obstructing the view. And he was also famously involved in the VAR for the Rodri handball against
but
Man City.
Let's face it though, it pissed the red shirt off something right on that one.
Well, I did speak to Cav, who although he's getting a bit of stick in the thing, he's a really nice guy. I asked him about them. I want to set the record straight. He gave the goal he told me I gave the goal for the Calvert-Lewin goal that never was ruled out. It was overruled by the VAR. And that was at a time when the VAR could kind of literally say, look, you do this. So he did give the goal, so I let him off for that one. The penalty at Anfield, the park and stand, he gave that. He was apparently told to go over to the monitor to rule it out for a dive on Calvert-Lewin, but he said, no, I'm giving the pen. And also the Rodri handball, he said there was just some sort of issue, contentious. It was very contentious, but it was a blunder. But just where the sleeve is, because some people have got longer sleeves, other people have got shorter sleeves, longer arms, all this sort of stupid stuff. But it was a legendary decision, of course, because it meant that Liverpool didn't win the league as a result of Everton not securing a point against Man City. I just wanted to drop that in there. Mabbsy, do we have any stats on Pawson?
No, to be fair. I'm sure we can find something.
It's all coming out now. He's charming.
Okay, in 2017, he awarded a penalty to Everton, which was converted to Wayne Rooney after Salah scored the opening goal. Apparently, its assistants are Mark Perry and Wade Smith. Wade Smith, that's like remember the Wade Smith in town?
No.
Yeah, massive. You're too young then, obviously. And then obviously David Coote and Stuart Blair in the VAR room. Yeah.
I've got to be careful what I say about any of these refs, just in case I get booked for any more parties.
Exactly.
I've also got a Chelsea Football Club directors event coming up, so I have to be really careful and neutral now.
Here's an interesting one.
Go on.
Okay, so I think he's been in charge of 36 matches for the Shite. This is Pawson. And I think they hasn't even given one card to them. Could be wrong, but I thought I gave that. So I've seen that stat somewhere. I know he's refereed 36 games, but I doubt he's not given many cards to them. There's a surprise.
Again, I don't know what to say, to be honest. I'm getting a bit of stick in the comments, but I take people as I found them, and I found him extremely pleasant and easy to deal with, and that's all I can say on a personal level. Football aside, I don't recall the incidents. Possibly they were mistakes. And if he did make a mistake, he's made a mistake, which isn't good. I'm not going to defend anything that's incorrect. But one thing, just Mabbsy, moving on to the kickoff time, I think the 12:30 actually is advantageous for us because Anfield is notoriously morphing into Goodison now. The strange thing about Anfield for me is they actually win things. They win Champions League, they won the title, they've won the cups and stuff. And the fans, the 60-70% of them are tourists who come in and shuffle the tickets around, and the owners are in London and they shuffle these
taking
tickets.
Selfies. Taking selfies on their iPads. Yeah, absolutely.
The atmosphere, what I'm trying to say, Mabbsy, what I've been told is the atmosphere is crap. Now, the 12:30 kickoff, I'd say, will help that because I just think Everton, when they've gone there, it seems to be a Wednesday night. It seems to be a Monday night. They want to make a big theatrical show of us. Of when we go there. The Monday night game, 8 o'clock, we get hammered 4-5-0. You've seen it time and time again. I think the Sunday, it will help us as an away team. Hopefully the crowd will be stifled. If we can really settle early in that match and stop Liverpool getting an early goal, because I think they'll just come flying at us in the first 15 minutes. But if we can keep it nice and calm and contained in that first period, the crowd, Liverpool fans and the tourists will get a bit frustrated with what they're witnessing, with it being a Sunday, 12:30, everyone's knackered. So it's not Sunday, is it? It's a Saturday. Sorry, a Saturday, 12:30. Tomorrow, for some reason, I'm in Thursday mode, thinking that this is for Saturday. You normally do it on a Thursday. But it's a Saturday at 12:30. People are just a bit like, it doesn't have the same appeal, does it, at that time?
I 12:30 kickoffs are just so lethargic because you just you get up and go straight to the game. You know what I mean? Don't have time to go to the pub or have much time in the pub, or it just feels a bit flat, and then you finish by 3 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Talking.
It is so flat sometimes, but yeah. I hate that place, and I hate when they say the famous atmosphere. It is shite. At the end of the day, they play that horrible song which is piped in, and then they don't sing for 80 minutes. And they have wave flags, and they think the boss.
I had to hear it last night, Mabbsy. I had to. I was working at a wedding, and lovely couple, nice venue. But I had to do "You'll Never Walk Alone," and to add insult to injury.
Ryan, don't swear on the channel, please.
I had to put bloody Jamie Webster on twice.
Oh, fuck off! Wow.
My city, my heart, my heart. My city, my heart.
He's an absolute knob as well. I hate him. Can't stand Webster, honestly. Cringe. So it's okay. It's cool because he's got a guitar. So apparently that sounds. Some blues go to his concerts. I don't understand. Never understood that ever. Why you want to go to that? Yeah.
No.
So no.
So did I say the song was weirdly catchy and I wanted to just put pins in my ears?
Don't say that. Never say it's catchy. Never give him any. Don't give him any fucking credit.
I finished at 12.
I don't give any copyright
some
credit.
girl asked me to put it on again, and I just felt sorry for her, so I just played it. But yeah,
basically, Ryan, you're your whore for money. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I the songs. The comments are quite funny. We've got people talking about hobnobs and rich teas. One from Brian. He's asking about the early kickoff. I do sympathise with the teams.
He has moaned.
Yeah, I mean, I get this. It's because they got a lot of international players coming back late, and they will have been, and it's for fatigue. And but someone's got to do the 12:30 kickoff. And in this level, most people have got. Most clubs have got international players. It's only us that doesn't have many of them because we're shit. But apart from that,
but again, he has been moaning because I think again after the next international, he's got another 12 o'clock Saturday. Oh well, Mr. Klopp, they don't perform well, to be fair. So let's play this to our advantage, and we can nick something from Nappy Days.
Just before we go on to picking our teams and tactics and start 11s and predictions, I do want to pay tribute to. I want to put something up on the screen if that's okay, without going into too much political stuff. These were a family of Everton fans, Israeli Everton fans, that were murdered in a terrorist attack. by Hamas on the 7th of October. All Blues, as you can see, they were at Goodison Park for the Arsenal game. I'm just going to read the names out. I find it really hard to talk about it because it's just absolutely sickening. Aviv, Livnat Kutz, and their children Rotem, Jonathan, and Yitzhak were murdered on a bed in their home. And they were all Evertonians and one family. That's just absolutely sickening. So I just wanted to pay tribute to them.
Absolutely.
May their memory be a blessing. Moving on.
Yeah.
As you can see, that's put a bit of a sickener in our stomachs here. It really has.
Totally.
And ultimately, football is secondary when you're reading things like that. It's quite difficult to refocus. But for the purposes of the show, we will. In terms of how I think Dyche will approach this game, I do think that he will go with the team that we've seen at Goodison a lot of the time this season, which is James Garner on the wing, McNeil on the left, Decore, Onana, Garner, and Calvert-Lewin up front. I think he'll go with Mikalenko, Branthwaite, Tarkowski, and Ashley Young. Now, I've got to be honest with you. If I was Liverpool looking at that team, I'd be licking my lips. I'd be thinking, I'm going to run at Ashley Young. We seriously putting Ashley Young up against some of those Liverpool players. Luis Diaz will have an absolute field day. I don't know what the other option is because I don't think Nathan Patterson's quite defensively at that level, although I think he's better going forward and has got a lot of tenacity. So it's difficult. And then you've got the conundrum where you could put Young at left back instead of Mikalenko, and then bring in Patterson at right back. But for me, the fullbacks, I just don't have that balance there that I want to see when I'm doing the starting 11. I also think, okay, James Garner's a fantastic footballer, Mabbsy, but he's a fantastic footballer as a central midfielder. You're just saying to me, okay, we've got to have him in because it's James Garner, but we're going to stick him on the wing. It's like saying, well, I've got a fantastic team. I've got Lionel Messi here. He plays as a forward, but I'm going to put him in centre half because I haven't got anywhere else to put him because I might have fantastic other forwards. But
He's been wasted. He has been wasted.
It's a bad analogy, but it's pointless.
Yeah,
you're negating the benefits of having him in the team by putting him on the wing.
Next to body, isn't it? Absolutely. I personally want to see Jack Harrison in that squad.
I think Jack Harrison on the right, but then who comes out of that midfield?
Yes, I'd take Garner out. Just a Garner game.
Again? Would you not need him to win the ball back in midfield and staunch some transitional counter-attack?
Come on, but has he actually been the play that he was since he left for Paris?
Could James Garner do that job, but offer more going forward? That's what, because I think if James Garner can do the Garner Gay, winning the ball back tenaciously and reading it, and then get it to Harrison, McNeil to launch counterattacks with Decore coming from deeper, then that's okay. But if Garner's not going to be able to do what Adrissa Garner Gay can do in that midfield, then I think Liverpool will find it too easy to just cut through that midfield and get it into the forwards. I think we have to have someone who can break up the play.
Potentially, Ryan, but at the end of the day, he's not the player that we thought he was when we brought him back. And I think, why not give it a go? Because we've got a fit Jack Harrison, a really good James Garner.
Yeah.
Give it a go. Give it a go.
Play
Why not?
Players in form.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. You can't, as I said, I agree with Tazor. And you can't drop Harrison after the last performance. Again, there's got to be no argument on that.
Yeah,
you know what? Absolutely. So, I totally agree. I just can't. I don't think you can justify it. I can't. As I say, you don't change your winning scene, do you?
I think you have to put your best players in who are in good form. Obviously, the international break has stifled things a little bit and is disruptive. I think arguably it's come at a bad time with Everton winning 3 out of 4, and obviously the Luton game was a bit of a bizarre match. But it would have been nice to have had a fixture at least, last weekend really, because I think you can lose a bit of that momentum perhaps that Everton had gained, and not necessarily with all the results there, as you say, we lost to Luton, but in general there were signs that Everton were improving, and Sean Dyche has called for that level of consistency in his performance and has used his infamous word noise. He doesn't want to get involved in any of the noise surrounding the FFP hearing. Mabbsy, on that note, apparently we're going to hear more next week. The outcome of that is going to influence what the 777 partners pay for the club. Have you got any thoughts on the hearing at all?
So, as I say, this is all storm and the teacup stuff, because apparently they said something else about a tax issue with the stadium, but then today the Daily Mail's come out and said it is to do with not paying an agent his money, and the reason they haven't paid the money is because he wasn't in a deal sheet, so Everton don't legally have to pay him. So this is that's all that. So apparently, then they demanded money off Everton. Everton said, "Fuck off," basically. They tried to leverage dropping the price, and tried to leverage Kenwright and Mashiri. Basically, they told them to go and swing, and he basically got reported to the Premier League. So this is what it's all about. Now, if it's not in a deal sheet or any contractual terms, he wasn't mentioned. How do we owe him money? It's like
I don't know, Mabbsy. I can't comment on this. This is why I asked you for your just a little thought on it.
This is what I was saying. I don't know.
That could all be a pack of shite, by the way.
Of course it could. It could. But obviously, that's what the Daily Mail are reporting today. But as I say, Everton came out and said a few months ago it was a tax issue, so no one's quite clear. I think everyone's worrying about a points deduction. I don't think that's going to happen. If we do to get deducted points, apparently it's going to be suspended.
Yeah.
So everyone, it's been months and months and months. I've been saying it's not going to happen, this points deduction, and if we do, it will be suspended. Apparently, so we've got nothing to worry about. You may get a fine if we're found guilty, but it'll all come out in the wash.
You have no money. We're going to make you pay a fine.
This is it. This is this irony, isn't it? A skint club, and then we'll pay even more money to make you even more skint. Yeah, but that's financial fair play, apparently. But it's okay for Man City, who have 99 charges.
Okay.
Let's be honest, though, right? Yeah, if we get points deducted, then they are going to have to relegate City. So it's not going to happen.
And remove all of their
titles. It's not going to happen. It's simply not going to happen.
Including the League Cup semi-final 2016, where they beat us on the way to winning it. Yeah. In other news, the stadium's coming along. The roof has gone up now.
Seats are going in.
Seats are going in. That's exciting.
Yeah. Did you see the Esk today? Scintillating question.
Who?
The Esk.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, he was asking Dan Mice, are the seats recycled plastic?
Just the time. This is just the time and the place.
So, are the seats recycled plastic? But the seats look posh. To be fair, looks like there's plenty of leg room. I don't know.
That Costco water bought from Costco just past the Titanic is coming in handy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we've got more seats to build. No, I've got nothing against the Asco. I don't. Some of the things I think he says are quite interesting, but I don't know how truthful it is from an ignorant point of view as well.
I just don't know what. I know he's a fan, but I think there's something. I know he's a shareholder, but I think there's something more underlying there than meets the eye. I don't know, but yeah.
So that's the stadium. I'd like to know what people's teams are for the match tomorrow. I don't know whether they'll have a pre-match show, but we will certainly have a match reaction, I hope, although I will be at a wedding tomorrow in Merseyside where the groom is a Liverpool fan. I certainly won't be able to see the match, and I certainly won't be able to do any reaction, but I will leave it in the capable hands of Mabbsy and co. Teams then, anyone? I mean, should we have a look at some of the comments?
Yeah, go on, let's go.
Talking about Matt Hughes, he can't stand
Matt Hughes is the Daily Mail correspondent, isn't it? He is. Yeah, I agree with Tazol. He is an idiot.
We've got this from Pete. He's saying Adrisso is flawed. He's been off the pace and he's overrun by Ericsson, who had a heart problem. Mabbsy, can I just point out that Garner had more ball recoveries than any other midfielder this season?
Yeah, I mean, as I say, I think you can't judge him by Christian Eriksen. At the end of the day, he's still an athlete. he's got a pacemaker in. So, you know, I don't think that's entirely fair to use that comment, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it was a bit
it's
below
a bit,
the belt. Is that? But I get what he's trying to say. That he's trying to say
what
that
you're
he's
saying,
not up
but
to the level.
he's not up
lost
to
his
level. No, he isn't up to level, and I said that before. He's not the player that we sold to Paris. At the end of the day, you know, I've met him a few times. He's a genuinely nice guy, but yeah, I'd still drop him.
I think it's time to evolve from him, because I think if we have more of the ball and we can actually impose ourselves a bit more on the game, we need to always keep trying to win it back every 5 minutes and then just give it straight back to them. But I think Garner is just a little bit better in possession, and if he can find the balance. I have to trust Sean Dyche. We have no choice.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool tomorrow are going to be very, very difficult to play against. I think their weaknesses we can exploit if we go with the right team, but putting the players in to exploit that will make us possibly weaker in trying to combat what they're dealing with. I've lost Mabbsy, unfortunately. So what we do remains to be seen. In terms of my prediction, I think Everton can get a point tomorrow, 1-1 draw. And I think everyone will be really satisfied with that. Possibly that's more of a heart-led argument there, but the head's possibly saying that Liverpool will just beat us 2-0 and dispatch us, because at the end of the day, they've got better players than us, and they've got a more defined way of playing, and their development is far superior. So it's very, very difficult for the head to not see anything. If you completely detach yourself from an Everton's fan point of view, it's hard to see anything other than Liverpool win. But I really hope we can get a positive result tomorrow and not have our heads sunken down and go into other fixtures on the back of a bad result against Liverpool. I want to see a wonderful level of commitment from Everton, and work extremely hard and tenacious, and follow your runners and be prepared to get stuck in. Keep your heads. Let's not get any silly bookings early on. Let's not get any silly red cards. Let's not give stupid penalties away. Let's try and not give cheap goals away from set pieces, which is a problem. Seems to have some sort of issue with set pieces in swinging, and also short corners, because we don't leave enough players outside the box and they can just play around us and work opportunities, like a game of FIFA, where they refuse to just boot it into the middle. They work it and cause us some real problems. I think that's a bare minimum. It's a 12:30 game, so I don't think the atmosphere is going to be quite high level of energy from the Liverpool fans and the tourist fan base. But what I will expect is Everton, hopefully in their first 15 minutes, calm it down even more and try and stifle any sort of atmosphere, and then settle and try and impose ourselves in the game with the quality players that we've got. How can we cause them a threat? Well, I think set pieces are going to be important. Decore's running, as always, is going to be imperative. Getting back, shuffling play over to the sides and stopping them playing through us, but also winning the ball back in the corners. You know, Mo Salah always wants to come in on the left foot. Can we deal with that? Can we stop him from getting in on that left foot and curling it in and finishing well? Can we track the runs in behind? And can we be alert to all those dangers that we know Liverpool will pose? Of course, it's very, very basic. If we're playing a more condensed push up the pitch, we've got to drop off when players of Liverpool have got space, because they can pick the passes. They've all got quality, especially the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold. So being willing to drop when needed, but also willing to squeeze and press when we can in the right opportunities to do so. Take our chances when we get them and be more clinical. I don't think it's a game where we're going to go there and get 30 chances like we've had in some of the home games this season. I think we'll get 3 or 4 opportunities in the whole match, and we have to take a couple of them if we're going to get a real positive result. And let's stop conceding stupid goals as well away from home, because I think we can undo a lot of our hard work from our endeavour, and we're showing more of an attacking threat now with the options we've got. But we have to keep the back door shut. I think we've got options on the bench as well. Beto can come on and make an impact. I also think you've got, hi Nicky, just seen you pop up there in the comments, and Kev, welcome to the stream, and Stu. I think you might have to rewind and watch up the start because we're drawing to a close. But with Dan Juma and Beto, I think you've got options. You're thinking Garner's on the bench. He can come in and help solidify things if we do manage to show signs that we're going to get a positive result. So the questions mark for me is who plays out wide. Well, I think it's very clear. It's Harrison and McNeil who plays at front. I think Calvert-Lewin keeps his place. And Decore can't be dropped at the moment. He's very good away from home. And the two central midfielders, I think it would be foolish to change a winning team. And I think it's difficult, but I can still see a Gana Gay playing, just trying to, I think it's going to be trying to contain Liverpool. But when we did that against Arsenal, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So I think if we go with the sort of negative defensive, everyone behind the ball approach, I'm not quite sure how it's going to be. You've seen it before where we've done that, and ultimately we've just ended up losing the match anyway. We have lost Mabbsy, so I just want to thank you all for watching. Wrap things up here. Mr. Blue Skies is saying that he thinks it's going to be a 3-1 win for Liverpool. That's saddening. Mabbsy didn't give his prediction, but he's gone with a 1-0. And do you think as we go with a 5 at the back, this is really interesting. Maybe we could see a bit of a surprise here. A 5 at the back, the 5-4-1 formation. Keane coming in to the centre back, but then who misses out because you're losing one of those midfielders? Stu has gone with a 2-1 win to Everton. That's perfect. Well, looking forward to see what happens tomorrow. Of course, Eugene as well coming in with a nice prediction 4-1 for Everton. That's lovely to see. Some positivity. It's amazing what happens when Everton don't play for a couple of weeks. But it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. I'm going to wrap things up. I'm also just want to, of course, pay tribute to the wonderful family of Everton fans who were murdered in a terrorist attack by Hamas a couple of weeks ago, and full family of Evertonians. So we may their memory be a blessing. And of course, all innocent people who are victims in this scenario. It's not nice to see, regardless. But of course, the family of Blues who were murdered for no other reason other than the fact that they were Jewish. And that is just absolutely sick in the head, to be honest. And they were at Goodison for the Arsenal game recently with Ian Snowden. So it's just sad. And I think there's people who hadn't seen that who need to be made aware that that happened, because it's disgusting. And anyway, I'm excited for tomorrow. I want to see Everton play. I don't like international break. I find it absolutely boring. And I hope we can get a win at Anfield. We haven't actually won there in front of fans since 1999. But from speaking to a couple of Liverpool fans, a few of them have said to me that they feel a little bit nervous, which is quite interesting to see. So let's hope we've got a nervous crowd. Let's hope Everton can take advantage of that. Press, pin, high up the pitch, stop the obvious routes to goal, which are the stupid penalties, the corners, and the Mo Salah cutting in on the left flank. And if we can do that, and also just one final thing, when we go to Anfield, what we always seem to do is leave ourselves terribly exposed from our own corners. And when we lose the ball up the pitch, the Liverpool just steamroll us right through the centre of the pitch on the counter-attack. Be prepared. We did it last time. Take him down and take the yellow card if there's a scenario we need to do that. If I remember now, it's just coming to my head. There was a game at Anfield last season, Ghana, and another players had opportunity to just take the Liverpool player down, take the yellow card, take the foul, and move on. So we have to use the fouling properly. Be prepared to win, to take, to foul professionally, and to make tactical fouls instead of just letting Liverpool steamroll us on the counter. Because I think when we played them last time, that was how they won. It was a set piece and just running through the middle when they lost the ball. So be prepared to do that. The more I think about this, the more annoyed I get, because I just know that Liverpool have got a certain way of playing, the transition, the Mo Salah cutting in, going to try and win a penalty. They're going to try and win set pieces and play on that. They're going to play on Young with 38 years of age and his legs. So we have to not make the same mistakes that we've done. Mr. Blue Stars has just reminded me we hit the post and conceded 12 seconds later. That's exactly it. Exhausting. Right, guys, thanks for watching. That's all from me, and thanks to Mabbsy for joining. I wish you all a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.